Hi everybody, it's Carla with Cobweb Corner and welcome to FlossTube number 21. I hope you had a great stitchy week. I didn't get much stitching in, but I will talk about that in a little bit. We've had fabulous weather here. It's been highs of around 80, 84, and the other night I think we got down lows of 57. So it's just been beautiful. I was able to get outside this week and go for a run. And I've been wanting to spend a lot of time on the deck with my kitties, but work keeps pulling me back inside. But it is just so nice to not have that horrible, horrible heat. And I know some of you are still having it, so hopefully you'll get some of this good weather soon. So also this week, this happened. So that might not seem like a lot to you guys, but those are the first tomatoes that I've ever grown, and we got to eat some the other night. I started the tomatoes from seed inside using one of those arrow planters or whatever, where you that has the light, and they're water based, and it works so well. I got it for myself for Christmas 2 years ago, and so far I've managed to kill everything that grows in it. So this year we started everything in the planter under the light, and then when the weather got nice, we moved it outside. And we've tried to plant a couple things before in the past, but we always planted them out kind of by our garage, and the deer just demolished them and the rabbits and stuff. So we gave up. I've never harvested anything at all. And this year we wanted to make just a tiny salsa garden, so, and an herb garden. So we've got some herbs, and we have that tomato plant and a different kind of tomato plant and a couple of pepper plants. And the other plants are getting ready to start producing, but the tomato plants is already giving us some stuff to eat. So that was pretty exciting. What else happened this week? I went and had my eyes done. I went and had my eyes checked and ordered a new pair of sunglasses, which I have needed for months. I have an eye disease, and in addition to that, macular degeneration is really prevalent in our family. So I have to wear sunglasses when I go outside, and I buy ones with extra polarization, and I buy good ones that I can run in and bike in. And they're pretty expensive by the time the lens gets made. And in the last 3 years, I've lost 2 pair. The first pair, we were on vacation, and I was just wading in the ocean, and the waves were pretty rough. And my husband looks at me and goes, maybe you shouldn't have your sunglasses in the water. And I'm like, oh, it'll be all right. Don't worry about it. And like 3 minutes later, this big wave comes, just wipes me right off my feet. And I stand up, wiping my face and stuff. And my husband goes, your sunglasses aren't on. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And I reach down into the water, and I just feel them as the wave takes them and pulls them away. And that was the end of that pair. So that was expensive. And then I just went to the mall, and I had them tucked in my shirt. And I looked down, and they were gone. So my husband's like, you're not getting those sunglasses again. Those are too expensive. But I got a pretty good deal on them, and insurance covered most of it, so I got them again. So it's nice to have sunglasses because they're prescription, and I really, really need them. I have a pair. I've been wearing a pair that I got like 9 or 10 years ago, and they aren't made for sports or anything. So they're real heavy, and the prescription was wrong. So it was really nice to get that. The other thing that happened this week is my dad's not feeling too good. We celebrated his birthday last weekend. He was 88, and he was doing fine there, but he's having a real hard time with his blood pressure. And my mom had to take him to the emergency room on Thursday, and he's back home now. He didn't have to stay overnight or anything, but it's just a little concerning to have that happen, and get a little worried about him. So give some well wishes there. I hope that he gets better soon, and they can get his blood pressure under control. So that's about it. We didn't really go anywhere or do anything. Stitchy news. I don't have a lot. I continued working on Sunflower's farm and just got a little bit done more of the house here. So I think I was about up here. So I just added a few rows on the house. And then our Stitch and Move group where we encourage each other to, our Facebook group where we encourage each other to stitch and move, had a stitch along, and that started on Monday. And as the sponsor of the group, and the chart that we're stitching is this one, because we really think that the message goes with the meaning of the group. So I got it all kitted up, and this is how far I got. So you would think that as a sponsor of the group that maybe I would have started my project by now. And then I realized I didn't even calculate the center of the fabric before I put my Q-snaps on. So I got to take that back off. But what I did do is I got all of my bobbins in my floss in. Whoops, I think I got it upside down. No, I don't. All the bobbins in my floss in for the chart. There's one color missing. I can't remember. It's 965 or 964. It's the lighter turquoise color for this part of the sewing machine, and it is sold out everywhere of all my wholesale accounts, and it's on back order, and it's been on back order, and you need, let's see, it's 964 and you need 4 skeins of it. So a bunch of people in the group are waiting for that. I called Witchell today and asked them how long they thought it would be, and they said, we've been waiting for our order from DMC for a while, and we have no idea when it's going to come in. So I can start stitching everything but that. And I was using this floss in for my sunflowers project, but this one only holds 10 different colors, and that one had 14. So I changed that to my 20 pocket holder with my unicorn kitties, and put the other let's see, actually it has 15 colors. I put the other 15 colors on bobbins, and I'm going to start using that. So I did a little bit of stitchy stuff, but I have got to start stitching again. That's like, I'm not doing very good on the stitch part of stitch and move, but I am exercising, so that's a good thing. But kind of embarrassing to not have started after the initial start date. In addition to that stitch along, oh, also wait, before I go there, I wanted to show you how I press my fabric. So I have a iron press it's not a steam one. I'll show you pictures in just a second, that I bought quite a few years ago on Amazon to do my husband's work shirts. He has to wear like nice long sleeve business shirts, and I just hate ironing. So I did some research on how can you iron business shirts faster, and I ended up buying this iron, and ever since I got it, I have not gotten my regular iron out. And it's especially nice for napkins and table linens and stuff like that, but I also do it to do his shirts, and I do it to do my cross stitch fabric. So I'm going to show you 3 photos. The first one is just you let the iron heat up and you place your fabric on the iron pad. And then the second picture shows a tea cloth towel over top, and then I spritz that with water. And then the third one has the iron down, and I just iron for just a few seconds. I just hold it down for just a few seconds and let it up, and then I move my fabric to get the next area done and repeat the process. And it works so well. That little bit of steam generated from the towel and spritzing the water on works really, really well. And then when I finish a project, I turn the project upside down, put the tea towel back over it, and press it again. But I don't usually spritz it then unless there's, for some reason, a really bad crease in it. So that's what I use. And those are the pictures that I'm going to show you now. So I looked for that on Amazon to see if they still had it, and I found a very similar model. I'm not sure how many years ago I bought mine, but I've had absolutely no trouble with it, and I purposely chose not to have one that always had steam and that you always had to fill with water, and I'm really glad that I did. So there is a link to one very similar in my Amazon shop, and the link for that is down below if you want to take a look at them. The other thing that that happened this week is I decided to host a Halloween stitch along for Cobweb Corner customers or anybody at all who's interested. So I made a video with 4 possible choices and had everybody vote on them, and I got a bunch of votes, and by far the winning chart was Sweeping Cobwebs by Prairie Schooler, and I'll insert a photo of it here. So that stitch along starts on August 22nd, and I've already ordered 25 copies of the chart. They should be here in just a couple of days, and I'm ordering some fabric for those who want it, and we're created, sorry, I'm like, boy, mine just goes blank every once in a while. And we've created a separate Facebook group called Sweeping Cobwebs SAL, and I'll have a link to that down below. We would love to have you join us. I don't know how many members we have already, at least 23 or 24, and it just started like 2 days ago. So if you're interested, if you like that chart and you'd like to stitch with us, then go below in the comments and you'll see the link for the Facebook group for that stitch along. I'm really excited about it, and I don't really need to start another project, but that one is also, it's an easy stitch. It only uses 4 colors of floss, maybe 5, but I think it's 4, and it looks like it's going to be a real quick stitch. So that's going to happen in August. So sign up now and make sure that there's a chart available for you if you don't already have it in your stash. What I want to do next is choose the winner for last week's giveaway. We only had 5 people who commented that they wanted to stitch, so make sure that if you're interested at all in the chart that is in the giveaway, that you comment below and make sure you say the phrase that I tell you to say. I've had a few comments that didn't mention the phrase, and then that person was chosen, but only people who say they want to stitch the charts are eligible for the giveaway. So the giveaway last week was Pharaoh's Hound, and totally cool designs. Here's a picture of those. And the winner for that is Valerie Rennell. Valerie, if you're watching, you won the giveaway for last week, and there's an email link to me below, and if you email me with your name and shipping address, I'll get those out to you right away. Come on up, Bo. My cat wants to visit us. She hasn't been visiting in the last few episodes, so we'll see if she joins us here. So next I want to do the business segment of the video, and this week I'm going to talk about a little bit about Google Analytics and watching my customers shop. So I'm going to insert an image here. So that photo, that image was a map of the United States, and it showed a little dot for anybody who was currently shopping on my site at that point in time. And Google Analytics is a way to analyze visitors and activity on your website. And it's a free service by Google, but it's very detailed and very, very confusing. So I don't really understand 99.9% of the information that it's giving to me, but I do like to watch people shop. Now I have no idea who it is that's shopping. There's no IP address, there's no name, but what it does collect is I know what city the person is from. I know what page they're on my website. If they did a search, like a Google search, and used a keyword, I can see what keyword they might have entered to reach the site. I can see whether they came from Facebook or an email or referred from somebody's link somewhere. I then can get information on what device they use, which was very informative to me. I knew that people shopped a lot on their phones and their tablets, but I still thought that the majority of shopping on my site was done on a desktop computer, but I was wrong. Like 60% of the people who shop on my site are using either a mobile phone or tablet. It also tells me, let's see, I might have said this already, age. So I've gotten a very defined idea of the age of my customer base, and it is usually 55 age, about 50 and above, 55 to 65, or 50 to 65. And so that didn't really surprise me. I kind of expected that, but it's gotten me thinking of how do I get younger stitchers to shop at Cobweb Corner. And so it's just kind of a reinforcement of kind of what I already knew. When I have paid advertising with Google, it will also tell me conversion rates for when somebody clicked on a paid ad and then did they end up actually purchasing something? And that was interesting because I used to do a lot of paid advertising with Google, and I'll probably talk about that in another segment. I pretty much cut that off right now because I was spending so much money and I basically just broke even on it. So I was like, well, I can maybe put that money to better use with Facebook ads or new features for my website or something like that. So one of the times that map really lights up is when I send out an email. We've got about 900 people on our email list, and as soon as I send it out, I'll see, and I know that it's been distributed. I'll see these little orange dots popping up, and I can tell what they clicked on. So if I had maybe 4 links in my email, and I can get this from my email statistics too, but I can tell right away by looking at that map that, first of all, if they start clicking right away when the email is sent, I know that they're interested in the images I sent them or interested in the topic of the email. And then it's just fun. I kind of sometimes just get a little addicted to watching and saying, wow, I've got 7 people on my site right now, or I have 15 people on my site. And then there's days when there is nobody on my site. And why isn't anybody on my site? What do I need to do? So that happens. And then the other thing it tells me is I've had quite a few times where my site's been attacked. So just the other day, last Friday night, we were going in, or Saturday night, we were going in to have pizza to celebrate my dad's birthday. And I'm looking at my Google Analytics and looking at that map, and it's like 45 people were on my site. Well, that just never happens, that 45 at one point in time. And then it was 46 and 47 and 48. And I'm like, what is going on? And it turned out that some type of robot was going through and reading my pages my products in alphabetical order over and over and over and over. And while that sounds harmless, it uses up my bandwidth, and I happen to be on a plan where I still pay for bandwidth usage, and I'm like that. And it also, can bring a website really log it down and make it really slow and stuff. So it took me about 2.5 hours of closing my site and reopening my site and closing my site and reopening my site to try to get that person or that robot program to stop attacking my site. Other things that I've used it for, problems that I've identified, is when I was doing Google advertising, I would sometimes notice that 1 or 2 products would always show up as people looking at them. And it would be over and over and over, but nobody ever bought that product. And I finally determined that I was getting charged for all of these clicks, and it's not inexpensive, it's very expensive. And I was getting charged for hundreds of clicks a month by people who weren't really interested in my site. And that was another main reason that I quit my Google advertising. I don't think it was something that Google did, but somehow either people had an incentive to click or were being malicious. I don't know what, but I would end up having to delete those products from my feed of products that I submit to Google and try to get that to stop. And it would stop for a while, and then all of a sudden another product would start doing that. So that was really frustrating. there are all kinds of things that I could use Google Analytics for if I understood it. But it's just too much information. It's really designed for big time advertisers to give them the ability to do things like compare ads. So let's say they wanted to compare the content, the text of 3 different ads. They can set that up in Google Analytics and see which ad performs better. And they can also set up a couple ads that are identical and say only show this to age 20 to 45 and only show this one to age 45 to 85. And then they can see the difference of how that text applies. And I never had the time to do that. Sometimes I wanted to compare text or, coming up with a text that's going to pull somebody into your site is very difficult. So what I'm concentrating on now, rather than Google advertising, is putting my money into Facebook ads, Instagram ads, and trying to keep the social media part up and get our name out to people who I know are interested in stitching in places where they're looking for stitching information. So that's the business segment today. I think the map is pretty fun and kind of cool to look at, so I wanted to share that with you. Let's see. Next, I want to go over the new inventory in our store that I ordered from wholesale accounts, and I got 2 great big orders in right now. A lot of them are restock. So I'm going to show you some that are more just new to Cobweb Corner. They're probably not new to every one of you, but they're new on our site. And the first one is a Crossed Wing Collection, Today's Special. And then we have Coastal Collection by CW Designs. And then by Hands-On Design on Beach Time. And I love this one by Amy Brukin, Loud and Proud. It's Santa, a patriotic Santa. It says Loud and Proud, and it's got the Christmas tree in the background. And then I just love this. I wish I had time to take something like this on. This is called Baskets, and it's by Rosewood Manor, and it's just all kinds of floral basket sampler motifs. And I believe this one's done in, it's done in Valdani floss. I just love that. And then this is another one that I really, really like. It's called Wicked Christmas by Sarah. It's Italian designer. Sarah, what's her name? Germani. And this is so unique because it's Halloween and Christmas combined. So if you can see the detail, the witches are distributing presents from their brooms. There's a haunted house in the background, and some of the witches have red and white kind of Christmas outfits on. So I just love that. It's so unique. There's some ravens or crows flying around and bats, and it's got just all kinds. It's just I've never seen a mix of the 2 holidays like that. I really like that. And with Bobby G Designs, we have Tea Time. With Waxing Moon, My Stash is Huge, and I have a matching needle minder for that. It says, My stash is huge and I'm not ashamed. Also from Amy Brukin is A Stitch a Day Keeps the Crazy Away. And also from Amy Brukin is Besties. It's 3 separate designs of snowmen, and one of them says Besties. Then back in stock, Blue Flower Harvest Hymn and Blue Flowers Spring Squirrel. Love those. And also by Blue Flower, Life with Cats, Best Bed. It says, why are you surprised? Why are you surprised when your cat picks the box over the wonderful bed you bought? I think every cat does. New by Imaginating, Let's Visit New England. There's a number of new Let's charts on our site. Those have been so popular. When I first saw them they started coming out a couple years ago, all by Ursula Michael. I was like, I don't know, are people going to like them? They sell so well, and I think part of it is just most of them are such a simple, quick stitch, and they're about specific topics that people can relate to. This one's new for Cobweb Corner by Kathy Barrick, Heaven and Nature, and Heaven and Nature Sing. So beautiful. Amy Brukin, The Early Bird. The early bird can have the worm because worms are gross and mornings are stupid. It's so funny. And then I had this one in stock a couple weeks ago, and as soon as I listed it, it sold out. So I got this back in stock. God Bless America. It's a quick stitch. It's by Designs by Lisa. It's got the fireworks, and that's been really popular. All right, so that's just a summary of some of the new things. This last week we added 130 charts to our store. So there's lots of things that weren't out there a few weeks ago. And a lot of them, like I said, were restock of things that have been on stock. And I probably have 150 more to enter from those wholesale orders. So I'll be working on that this week. The older designer publisher that I want to share with you today is Cross My Heart. And Cross My Heart is out of print now. They don't make any more charts, which is sad because I really like some of their designs. So I'm just going to show you what I have in stock for Cross My Heart. The first one is from 1986, and it goes back to that early country cross stitch designs. Now, let's see, it's called Folk Art Swans. And then from 1987, the Knothead Babies, and these are actually very popular. Got Nature's Notebook, and these are wonderful designs, lots of detail. I love the mouse and the butterfly. Royalty. The Herb Window. Says this one's called To Father. It says loving eyes that shine with pride, thoughtful words that teach and guide, rowdy games and quiet talks, shoulder rides and handheld walks. Always there for smiles or tears, a beacon through the troubled years. The days have passed before our eyes, wondrous times with laughs and sighs. And though the child is gone away, Father's love is here to stay. And then Ecology Counts. Mona Lisa. That one would take you a while. Feline Elegance. A lot of these are full coverage charts. I really like the white cat looking in the mirror. Animal Profiles. This one is White Tiger. Summer Harvest. This has been a very popular chart. Little Blossoms. The collectibles, it's got teddy bears, quilts, and miscellaneous boxes. Yes, Bo, I see you. You need to come up. Come on. Tea Time Sampler. Evening Harvest. Aren't those pretty? Bed and Bath. It's got a variety of different designs in there. This one is beautiful. Cherry Blossom Waterfall by Sherry Stepaway. Very detailed. So pretty. Naturally Cats 2. Still Life Portraits. Mild Menagerie. I really like this one. Of course, I'm a cat person. Moran button pillows. And you don't need to make these into pillows. They've got one for every season. And they would be really pretty framed also. Floral Fusion. Oh, you need to come up or get down. Don't bite me on film. Little stinker. Christmas cheer. Aren't those cute? Quilted Heaven. Little stinker. Lazy Days. Ginger. Summer's Humming. I really like that. Another full coverage. The cat collection. This is Ginger Snap from the cat collection. And then the giveaway for this week is Spring Iris. Aren't those beautiful? So if you would like to try to win the Spring Iris chart, comment below with, I'd like to stitch the iris. I'd like to stitch the iris. Okay, I think that's it. I hope that you enjoyed the video, and please share. Our subscribers have been going down and that makes me sad. So if you like it, consider subscribing, and invite some friends to watch too. And hopefully they'll subscribe. I'm going to leave you with a little video. Come here, Bo. I'm going to leave you with a little video of my kitties called Synchronized Tails. And hopefully it's just going to hypnotize you guys into wanting to come and visit Cobweb Corner and watch all of our next upcoming FlossTube videos. So have a great weekend, everybody, or whatever day it is for you, and happy stitching. Bye.